grab your tea, grab your coffee, and your pencil so you can write down all the answers. Lots of questions. First question out of the gate. Oh, there's a cup of tea coming. We're not quite ready. I'm sorry. Oh, if you're new to the channel, my name is Arend Sbirbanka. This is my lovely, beautiful Anneesa. And we are Countryside Acres. First question out of the gate from Ekaterina. Hello, can you tell me how the second family feels? Have they settled in a bit? What kind of help do they need at the moment? And what do they need? I'm sorry if it's not written correctly. I think it's written wonderfully. You can find more information about them on our other channel called Countryside Corner. We did an interview with them there, and they revealed a lot of things about themselves. So if you haven't seen that yet, head on over there after the live. Don't miss the live. After the live, and check that out. There's also going to be a new video on there tonight. It'll be getting posted probably during the live. So head on over and check that out as well. Oh, and while you're there, don't forget to hit subscribe. Watching you. Radio Beast, good evening to you. Want to write about the Nativity of Christ. In Russia, Christmas is celebrated on January 7th, and on the 6th evening, Christmas Eve. At this time, children go to the... Go to the neighbors and sing Christmas carols or bring sweet rice, and they are given candy for this. Sweet rice, really? I've never heard of a tradition like that. That's interesting. You know what I miss? I miss actually going to big churches on Christmas and hearing like a choir or something. It's a sign that I'm getting old, maybe.
Maybe.
Svetlana, good evening from Nizhny Novgorod. Happy first day of winter. Yes. We actually had some rain here today. It was not even snowy too much. Greetings from Scotland. Thank you. Paul the Almighty. Hello, bon appetit. And you are not planning streams where you watch Russian movies and cartoons with your whole family? You want us to stream watching a movie? That would be interesting. Never thought of that.
Why would we?
I don't think we will, but it's an interesting thought. Nikolai, hello to everyone from Nizhny Novgorod region. Happy first calendar day of winter. Drops, snow melts.
Interesting. Our first day of winter would be the 21st of December.
No idea.
Yeah.
I don't pay attention to that.
21st, 22nd?
For me, winter starts when it snows, and it stops when it stops snowing. So I would suggest we have winter now because we have snow. Not very much. Going Rogue, hey guys from BC, we're on holiday from Alberta for the winter. Very nice. Oh, you're moving my mouse, honey.
Yeah, I just was worried something was going to pop up. So.
Okay. Going Road, read that. Greetings are dear ones from Tver. Carl, why did you not learn Russian in Canada?
Classes?
Well, for one, I don't know where you would take Russian classes in Canada, except for online. For two, if you haven't paid any attention to us, you might not know, but we're extremely busy people. I don't know where I'd find spare time. I keep thinking I'm going to have time, and I still haven't had much time to learn the language. It will come, and we are learning the language, but the last year on our farm in Canada, we spent getting it ready for sale, so not a lot of time. Greetings from Moscow, from Marina. Ekaterina, hi. I thought I recommended you to watch old Soviet movies and cartoons. It is a good way to learn Russian. You might have recommended that, yes. That doesn't mean we've had time. Matt, greetings from Scotland. Hope all are well. Alexander, hello from Belgrade. Sergey, what do you think about inheritance tax for farmers in UK and arrest of Jeremy Clarkson? Oh, I didn't pay much attention to that. I vaguely know who Jeremy Clarkson is. I don't know a lot about him. I know he went to some farmers' protest and he was arrested. Inheritance tax, I think all taxes is just... It's one thing if your government does something useful with it, but unfortunately in the West, it most often does not get used for anything useful. And they just keep taxing and taxing and taxing. And I would like them to stop doing that, especially for farmers. They're driving out farmers. They're making farmers go broke, which is one of the main reasons we left, because it's not economical to farm anymore. So what do I think about it? I think it's terrible. This blue color suits you so much. That'd be you, because I only have this little bit of blue right here.
I was looking, trying to find your shirt.
Well, I got a blue dot in this microphone.
Thank you.
Hello, it's nice to see you. Bustello, I send a virtual care package for friends and family. Thank you. Do Canadians know about Banks Island in their archipelago? No, I don't know anything about that. Greetings from Nigeria. Hello from Ufa. Yekaterinburg welcomes the Finster family and everyone in the chat. Thank you. Laugh out loud when Spets propaganda kicks in. Good berries. When will you and your family be able to move into your beautiful new home? Well, as soon as paperwork gets sorted out. Privyet, friends. Should be privyet, drugs. Mooie drugs. Lena, good evening, dear. Glad to see you. Good evening. You are a good family. I wish you all health and may everything work out. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello from Kazakhstan. Jeremy, prayers to your family during the upcoming holidays. Send peace to you in Russia, all the way from Wisconsin. Larissa, good evening, Anneesa. Please show us your activities with children. There's an idea. Anastasia, hello from Paris. Bad Dimitri, good evening from Astrakhan. Radmila, how do you feel, Arend? I feel good. I do. Still don't have enough sleep, but I feel good. I was thinking about it. It doesn't make any sense, maybe, but the only thing I did switch, I stopped drinking so much coffee, and I used to never drink tea. And so now I have like a couple of cups of tea a day. And I wonder if that's contributing to my bad sleep. I don't know. I know it doesn't make any sense.
I think it's stress.
And I don't feel stressed. I really don't.
He's stressed.
What are we stressed about? You got nothing to be stressed about.
It's called midlife crisis.
Midlife crisis was solved by moving to Russia.
Yeah, we moved to Russia.
I honestly don't feel stressed with it. But no, I feel good. All in all, I think I'm doing good. My health is good. Michal, greetings from Moscow. Akunt, hello from Omsk. God bless you. Yehan Pandy, hello from Florida. Be nice and warm down there yet, I imagine. What's your temperatures like in Florida right now? I was talking to the Russian Florida there in Krasnodar, but apparently it still gets pretty cold over there. I was talking to a friend of mine down there, and it still gets cold. Good evening. I hope everything goes according to plan. Thank you very much, Alexander. Mac, good morning from near Chicago. Good fella, hello from Serbia, our dear Russians. Sergey, hello relatives. Jamal is with you. Yes?
Nothing.
Oh. Elena, greetings to Canadian Russians. You like looking at me. Greetings to Canadian Russians from Rostov-on-Don. Demiko, hello from Moscow. Julia, your wife is an example to all women.
No, thank you.
I have a lovely wife. She's an amazing woman.
Thank you.
She doesn't always think that, though. I don't know what's with women and not thinking very highly of themselves. Like, you shouldn't run around boasting or nothing, but you should feel good about yourself. Lift your chin. Feel good about yourself. You've done an amazing job. Oh, greetings from Idaho. Love the channel. Thank you. Good berries. Hi from Texas. Jason, hello from Pennsylvania. Hello, good people. The Guru, hello from Winnipeg. Morbid question here, but do you have or have you thought about life insurance for you, Arend? What would your family do if something happened to you? Well, what would you do if something happened to me?
We do have insurance. Our insurance is in the Lord.
Yep.
We wouldn't, I guess, worry because He will provide.
For one, I'm a firm believer that if you have children, you need to raise them to look after. So the oldest boy in the house automatically is the man of the house, obviously under his mother. But my children have always been raised to take that responsibility seriously. If something happens to me, they all step up and fill the void. And also a male role model void for the younger children. So this is something we've already discussed. And same thing if something happens to Anneesa. Financially, it's also already been long discussed. If they need more money, all the older children are obligated to help look after the younger children. And that's the way it was common sense. It used to be that way all the time. It should go without saying. I think it's just your responsibility in a family to look after each other.
I guess my biggest concern would always be, more so when we were in Canada, but if something happened to one or the other of us, people interfering.
Yeah.
Right? Like
we haven't figured
we
out,
have a system and we've been telling our children and encouraging our children in that system for years, and I would be more worried about people interfering in that system and thinking they're helping but yet hindering. Right?
Yeah.
So
People getting in the way.
yeah, there'd be one thing if that people help right away after the situation, but it's another thing to try to interfere because you think you're helping, but you're not actually helping. Right?
Yep, I understand.
Right? Because I know that we have it figured out, but yeah. And because
Same thing, if none of us die, if people interfere in our life now, we already have it
Yeah.
figured out too. And if people interfere, it's not always helpful. So
right. Yeah.
help is nice, but interference
Yeah,
is not.
interference. Like some people are very much they go over. I don't know how to explain it. Some people just get like almost feel like they have to take over the situation. Where,
Maybe some people need that, but we have our life relatively figured
we
out.
are really forward thinkers. Like I have so much figured out, like 20 different like avenues, all different directions.
I can literally
like,
show you. Maybe that'd be interesting to do sometime.
Yeah.
But I just came across it again the other day, and I think it was written exactly 2 years ago, a little over 2 years ago. It was written. Our plans and our ambitions and hopes. This was before the last baby was born, because at that time I had less kids. And our desires to move to Russia and what we wanted to accomplish here when we got here. And I just read through that and I thought it was amusing because many of the items on the list are now checked off. We are successfully here and we have found land and we are building a house.
And that was 2 years? 2 years?
Yeah, our dreams and hopes, direction hasn't changed at all, and we're on par. Yeah. So I don't think that's a morbid question. That's a good question. Everybody should be thinking of that. I also tell the kids and my wife all the time, death is a reality. So get used to it and get ready for it because we're not going to live here forever. I could drop dead today, and you guys need to be prepared to carry on with me.
Mm-hmm. I think it would be sad. And it would be hard.
Well, I'm glad you think it's sad. You're not going to be laughing and cheering. Yeah, he's gone.
You're the rock that, it would be very tough.
Well, don't cry about it now. I'm still here. Greetings from Anapa, city of the Krasnodar territory from the Black Sea coast. Good luck to you. You have a wonderful family and a beautiful, hardworking children. May everything work out for you. Thank you. Evgenia, such a nice couple. Normally we see Evgani. I'm just assuming, sorry if I'm wrong, but I'm assuming this is the female version of Evgani. This would be Evgenia.
No, sure.
I don't know either. Alexander, Russian, Florida, Krasnodar. They just started getting below freezing nightly here in North Carolina. Isn't that interesting? So that's basically the same as here. We're just below freezing here. And we're way up in big bad Russia. We're freezing to death, with polar bears running around. It's like it was raining today. It wasn't even snowing. So good evening, family. Glad to see you in good health. Watching tomorrow with translation. Have a great stream. Thank you, Svetlana. Radmila, good fella, greetings to Serbia. Yasam. Greetings from Latvia. Dear Anneesa and Arend, I have been watching you for over half a year now. I admire your family's determination and hard work. I especially love looking at your wonderful children. Thank you. Good luck to you and everything. Jahan, does other Canadian family lives with you? No, they do not. No. They have an apartment in a village. Michael, yes, Anneesa is a wonderful woman.
Thank you.
Tatiana, hello from Samara. Natalia, we love you. Rome, everything will be Russia. Russia. Natalie, Arend, Anneesa, how did you come to know the Lord? Natalia, what did I say?
Natalie.
Oh, well, from here, it kind of looks like Natalie. Natalia, how did you come to know the Lord? I mean, the very beginning, your first personal experience. You want to start?
I don't know.
I grew up in a family that went to church twice a Sunday, every Sunday. I don't know if we really knew the Lord. I didn't even know what that meant. We went to church. We followed the rules. We wore the right clothes, and we belonged to the right church. I threw that all away in my teens because I totally disagree with that church and in the confessions that they would hold. And then I really didn't want anything to do with God for quite a few years till my wife and I got together. I think life, you go through ups and downs, and when you hit lows, then you tend to call on God more than when you're not thinking about him, I guess. So anyway, there came a time in our life where we decided that God was probably a good thing. And Anneesa started with no church background at all. I mean, you all had a Bible in the home. Didn't read it really?
No.
You would have went with a friend to Sunday school once in a while, you said?
Yeah, when I was a little girl, I would go with the neighbor girl.
Yeah.
But I didn't grow up in a home that did any worshiping or any of that, no. I went to school with children that said they were Christians but weren't very nice, so I didn't know what that meant. I thought Christians were all mean and rude and not very kind, so... when you and I met, I didn't know who Jesus was.
Yeah, actually, I remember her asking me that. So, who's Jesus again? How does he fit into this?
Yeah, I had no idea. Yeah. So he thought it was so strange that somebody in Canada in a Christian nation could not even know who Jesus was. So
I grew up very sheltered because our church, our Christian church, had its own Christian school, and so I just hung up with those kids all the time. I had 30 kids in my class. There was 31 of us. For 10 years, and those are the only people that I really had in my influence, right?
Yeah. Just as we began to study it, I guess, as a couple, and we learned a little bit more, and then we had a really, really hard time when we first got together financially. We lost everything, and that really kind of took us to a level of we kind of broke, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of hard circumstances of life. Period.
When we first got together,
all thrown at us at once.
Yeah, it just felt like our walls, our whole life had kind of come tumbling down, and then through that we ended up attending a church that his one brother attended, and we just gradually, I think I accepted Jesus before you.
Yeah, and then I had a hard time with it because I was seeing God just kind of like my dad, just not a nice guy, just ready to thump you every time you're wrong. And it was hard for me to accept that God was a loving God and that he knows we make mistakes and that he still cares for us and that he forgives those mistakes. And it was really hard to, once I grasped that, then it was just wow. Yeah. So hopefully that explains it a little bit for you.
Yeah, and then we were baptized together.
Same day, on our wedding anniversary. I think that was done just so that me could remember it.
Yeah, he doesn't even remember when our anniversary is.
I always have a hard time.
It doesn't help him any.
Doesn't change my love for you anywhere.
I know.
Aaron, do you like fishing? I like going fishing. I can't say I really actually caught anything.
You like the idea of going fishing.
Yeah, I don't really catch anything, because if I did catch something, I wouldn't know what to do with it. Then I have this slimy thing on the end of my hook, and I honestly, I wouldn't know what to do with it. So
you like the idea.
I like going with the kids. We don't do it very often. We do sometimes. You go out and the kids enjoy it, throw a rod in the water. And I haven't done it for years now. Garrett, good evening, Brave family. I'm watching you from the beginning. I'm new that you will make it. Maybe I know that you will make it. Still watching over your adventures here in Russia. One day I will pass by my visit to you. Well, thank you very much. All right, we got to get down a little farther here. Let's see. Elena, greetings to my beloved family. Glad to see you in a great mood. We try to always be in a good mood. We do.
Yes.
Greetings from Kazakhstan. God help you. May everything work out. Anneesa has a special respect. Amen.
Thank you.
Alexander, you need drink a little after a hard day before go to sleep.
I think that's how alcoholics are formed.
Like, you mean alcoholic drink? Nah, I don't need that.
Yeah, just one drink, and then it'll be, just 2 drinks. Yeah. And then, maybe 3 drinks.
Hello from West Virginia. I have watched your family from the time you all were in Georgia. I enjoy watching your family live such a beautiful life in Russia.
Thank you.
The support we get is just amazing. Kurt, greetings from far Arctic. Timur. We watch your stream online.
Thank you.
Who writes in Russian? Who are you writing it for? For us or for Rent and Anneesa? Well, I'll tell you a little cheat. We can translate it over here. Only on the laptop, though. Because Russia's bad boy. We can't translate on our phones anymore. It's terrible. Because that's gonna solve all the problems with Russia.
It might be next week.
Everybody in Russia is just gonna see that they can't translate, and then we're gonna be nice then. Good berries. Anneesa, will you be doing sewing and canning lessons once you all are settled into your new home? I would love to learn from you. I keep telling her she
might
should.
Be an option.
I think she should. Hello from Kaliningrad. Yuka, thanks from Finland. Good family, you guys, and well going. Spasiba. Helmet. What will you do if your kids want to sleep as bloggers? How can you sleep as a blogger? What are you trying to say? What will you do if your kids want to maybe start?
Start as bloggers?
Well, they can if they want to.
It depends.
We've always said we're not going to hold our kids back. They can do whatever. We are there as parents to guide them and mold them, shape them, help them, support them. But we're not there to like make it up for them. I mean, if they want to be bloggers, great. If they don't want to be bloggers, great. If they want to be farmers, great. Above all, our hope and desire for them is that they love the Lord and that they spend their entire life trying to serve God, whatever they do. As long as with their whole heart they're trying to serve God. That's the most important thing. It's more like Atlas of Russia. Not sure. Greetings from Taterstan. Did your family play hockey back in Canada?
No.
I can't even skate.
I can't even skate either.
I enjoy playing hockey with the kids on boots. They can wear skates. So a bunch of our kids can skate. We're hoping, I should say we're hoping. We would like to put an ice rink in this year.
We'll see.
We'll see if we have time for it, yeah.
See if there's enough winter.
Yeah.
All right.
So far we don't have any winter. Greetings from Brazil. Despite what the church I grew up in, I began to realize I live in the most godless country on earth. Hello from Waterloo, Ontario. We are hoping to be in your area next spring to visit family. Awesome. I spent time in Waterloo. We lived in a little town called Salem. If you live in Waterloo, you might know where Salem is. Little town of Salem is where I grew up farming. Svetlana, greetings from Siberia. As I do not miss the video, and I am very pleased to see your family and the second family have recently arrived. Ramazan, blessed family, good evening, and also inhabitants of the earth, I greet you with love in my heart, long suffering to you in this crazy world. Recently prayed and cried. It is a crazy world. Radmila, no, you need chamomile tea before bed, Arend. Well, that's what I got right here. So maybe it'll make me sleepy, and then halfway through this live, I'll just be out like a light. But not yet. I'm still awake. Evgania, Aaron, tell me, can Cora communicate in Russian with the grandmothers in the village? Yes. Not fluently, but yes.
I think she's pretty good. She had a nice conversation with the lady the other day without translation, like on the phone.
There you go.
She did it all with...
Is Cora's Russian good enough for this? Is Russian difficult for Cora? What does she say about this? Well, she doesn't think it's good enough. We think it is. But she's very modest about it. And she also doesn't really like... So when people ask her to talk in Russian, she gets embarrassed and doesn't really want to. But with the old people in town, the older people, elderly people, in town here, she loves elderly people.
Like if somebody will just talk in Russian, she usually translates if she knows. And like if somebody had just communicated with her in Russian, then she will answer in Russian too. I just feel like it's people will say in English, oh, speak Russian. Well, how do you even start that? I remember as a kid, they used to do that. Oh, speak French. Do you know French? And it's like not enough to just start speaking it. Like, you know, and same with you. I used to say, speak Dutch. Well, what do you want me to say?
Yeah, it's just so random, right?
You know, so.
Yep. You're living the Canadian dream in Russia now. Long live President Putin. Yeah, the Canadian dream's gone. I was just reading an article the other day about farmers committing suicide now. Obviously, that's not all of them. There was a string of that in, I think it was Wisconsin, actually, a number of years ago with the dairy farmers because they were making like 30 cents a liter less than they needed or something. It was terrible. And the same thing's going on now. We got... Especially in Canada, we've got this carbon tax, which is ridiculous, right? Last year, China put in, I might be wrong, I think it was 47 new coal-fired power plants. Coal. I'm not opposed to coal, but they're putting in 47 of these things with these massive chimneys just pumping it out. And then they're going to blame the cows in Canada, right? And charge farmers all this extra climate taxes. And it's insane. It's hard enough to make a living farming. We don't do it for money, most of us. Most of us do it because we love it, but you can only be pushed so far and squeezed and marginalized so much. It's a tough game. So yes, long live President Putin. Amen. Yuri, greetings from Taterstan. Valentina, cordial greetings from Tumen. Development, are there differences farming in Canada and Russia? Climate's the same. Again, that depends on which part of Canada and which part of Russia. Of course, Russia is massive, way bigger than Canada even. And it's quite a difference from one side of Canada to another as well. So those differences you have to take into account. But yeah, markets are different, of course. Some things are not established here either. Access to certain types of equipment or certain types of ways of doing things is different. You know, I have not seen one Super Bee here yet. It doesn't don't seem to exist. I don't even know how they haul grain. Probably different kind of truck, I guess. I haven't seen. Oh, I seen one elevator south of here. But I mean, where we're from, we're used to seeing big grain elevators, and the farmers can haul their grain off and bring it to the elevator. Here, they don't really have farmers either. It's either massive corporations that have huge amounts of land, or some little private dacha with a half an acre. And there's very few actual what we would call farmers, which Canada and the U.S. is built on farmers, right? Everybody's got 160 acres or whatever, or maybe more, maybe a little less, but lots and lots of farmers. So there's a lot of differences, but essentially the game is the same. Development in Russia, government is helping farmers. In Canada, they are destroying farmers. Yep. Yeah. And that's not saying I'm not saying all Russian farmers are rich. It's a hard game anywhere. It doesn't matter where. But at least here, the farmers aren't getting choked out by their own government. Like, it really feels like the Canadian government, Western governments in general, are becoming hostile to farmers. Like, they're deliberately trying to just squeeze the life out of it. Look at what's going on in Poland and Germany and the Netherlands. Eh?
How's that?
Like that. They're just squeezing it. It's frustrating, right? Sarah, hello from Missouri. I have watched your channel from the time you were still in Canada, and I love watching your progression. I admire how you have and are still raising your children. Thank you very much, Sarah. Did you happen to notice when we drove through Missouri? Maybe we would have ran into you.
We were there for a week.
We were there, yeah. We had some breakdowns. Alina, do you feel that you are at home in Russia? Yeah. Yeah, actually. We talk about that often. It's weird, but we're not homesick at all. We love it, and we have some. I'm not saying I never had any. I had lots of good relationships there too, but we have some really good friends we've made here in the last year, and good relationships. And I find that that's actually easier here than Russia.
I think so.
Than it is back home.
I feel like we're very, very similar. Like, our family is very, very similar to Russians. Like, yeah.
And not everybody's going to feel that, I'm sure. But
no.
And there's people watching here from Canada that probably absolutely love Canada. And there's nothing wrong with that. But.
No, but I just feel like I think over the course of our, walk in life, it's, almost curved us and shaped us for this experience. Like, we've changed so many things in our lives over the years, and I just feel like we just fit right in with the Russian people, other than the language. We open our mouths, and then we realize we can't communicate.
Я говорю по-русски. Choo-choo. Valerie, are you still looking for an interpreter? I would gladly translate for you, and of course, completely free of charge. You could send us an email. We might need more translations for videos and stuff, possibly. But we're good as far as, we have an assistant, or Anneesa has an assistant who speaks fluently English and Russian and does an amazing job. So we're covered there, as far as appointments or anything like that. Cuban, here in Canada, taxes are killing farmers who live off the land. Yeah, and I'm not a conspiracy kind of guy, but I think more and more that's designed to do specifically that. They want to squeeze the life out of it. It's set. Liter of gasoline in Russia is 45 cents for 95 octane. Yeah, it's a lot cheaper here. I forget how many cents now, but there's a big chunk of money attached onto the gas in Canada. It's strictly just for climate change, supposedly, as if it's going to make any difference. Rostislav, I wanted to say you are a cool man. I would really like to be famous with you in person, so to speak, close, and maybe we could become good friends, but I think it will be difficult to meet face to
face, maybe.
Well, thank you very much. Grave Dog, I work for Ford Building Transmissions. I may retire in Russia if the UK values continue to be degenerative. I'm living. Is there more to that conversation? Here, God bless Cuba.
Face to face.
Face to face since I live far away. That's a different one.
I think it's
Siberia in the city of Ulan. No, that's that same one from up there. Yeah, I was just looking for this guy, but I don't know where it is. I think Russia would be a great place to retire. I don't know how that works as far as getting your pensions over here or anything like that. I don't know. The cost of living is definitely lower, and government is it actually has common sense. Believe it or not, government in the world could have common sense. Have there been times in your life when your children turned out to be smarter or more skilled? That's a random question. What do you mean, more smarter than us or more skilled than us? Or what's the idea of the question? Sarah,
Well,
yes, I saw
Cora
that.
knows more Russian than we do, so she's obviously more skilled and knowledge in that.
My hope is that all of our children will
Yeah,
be smarter
I
than
hope
us,
so.
that we will be able to pass on all of our knowledge to them, that they will grow from that and go. It's another reason why we like homeschooling. This homeschooling thing continues to cause a massive problem for many Russians that just can't understand homeschooling.
I had that thought today. It's like if they learn all of what you know and all of what I know, each child learns what two parents know, then that's a lot of knowledge.
Plus more.
And plus more, right? Because we're always open to finding other ways to teach them. If we don't know something, we'll find out for them. We'll figure it out. We'll look.
It doesn't necessarily work for every family, but I think our children are far exceeded from their peers. I was discussing with Wes yesterday, no, not yesterday, anyway, sometime this week too, about even building construction. At 14 years old, I started construction.
Right.
Okay, Wes has already been doing it most of his life. He knows way more than I did, when I was 18. He's had apprenticing in construction for like 4 years, right? Our kids are miles ahead. Sarah, yes, I saw that, but you were too far from me. I do wish I had been able to meet you. Well, that's all right. It's all right. We met a lot of good people on our travels. It was interesting. Tatiana, hello. You can sell your mugs on Avito's website. They sell used and new goods without certificates. Okay, we're working on that certification, and we are hoping to have some mugs going. Seriously, I don't want to promise, but we're hoping to have something going here before Christmas so that you can buy mugs for your loved ones. Because everybody needs a countryside mug.
In Russia.
Right? A countryside mug, and like this one's even Nizhny Novgorod. Nizhny Novgorod. Hey? It's probably backwards on your screen, but isn't that beautiful?
It's a little bit of trouble.
Everybody needs one. If you're not getting one for your loved ones, you don't really love them. Hey? You gotta buy a countryside mug. Is that a good sales pitch or what? Have to make a little smile. I've been watching you since right after you moved to Russia. I think you had just posted a video or two from Russia at that point. You were still living with the people in the room with bunk beds. Oh, that's our apartment. Yepers, Roslav, face to face since I live. Oh, we read that one already. Yep.
Oh, no, you didn't finish it, but.
Well, I got the gist, though. I understand.
Okay.
Good fella. Country without strong farmer will be poor country. Amen. It's often overlooked and forgotten. Yehan, are you guys getting financial support from YouTube in Russia?
Not from Russians.
No, Russian viewers actually don't pay a thing because YouTube, again, Russia's bad.
Unless they use VPN.
Yes, if you use a VPN, we would get some advertising dollars from it, yes. Marina, good evening, Anneesa and Arend. Greetings from Krasnodar. I have got a question to Anneesa. What style do you like? What style are you going to apply in interior design in your house? Country style?
Country, rustic, I don't know. A little bit of new age, old age.
Not European?
Not European. I'm not a European. Sorry.
No, I've never liked European, neither is she.
Well, there's
like
little
wood.
tiny bits, but nah.
Yeah, we like chunks of cast iron. We like wood. Stained wood.
Yeah.
Actually, it's really hard for us because a lot of the things we see in the store here are very European. Plasticky.
I actually had a meltdown over wallpaper because I thought, for the one girl's bedroom, I was like, oh, it'd be really nice. I could put a little bit of flowers, like not a whole wall of flowers wallpaper, but like maybe cut out some flowers and like put them on her wall. And I went down the wallpaper aisle and I looked and I looked and I looked. I didn't see anything that I would ever put in my house. And no offense to anybody that likes this stuff, but I didn't see anything. And we left the store and I got in the van and I just had a complete meltdown over wallpaper. I felt so ridiculous.
Well, it wasn't just that. It's everything.
It's so dumb. But
it's so hard to find your style and the things that we like. It's a challenge, right?
Yeah. So it's been a challenge to find things that I like. But to each their own. These people like it. That's good.
Anneesa wears ring on right hand now. No, I don't think
No,
so.
it's just backwards.
This the screen's backwards. Mine. This is the left hand.
Oh, yeah.
Are you thinking to go back to Canada sometime? For a holiday. Yeah, probably we will one day. But not to move, no. Greetings from Brandon, Manitoba. Who knows why a blogger in Russia, the innocent soul of sabbatical Tommy, was arrested by the terrible KGB?
No idea.
No idea. Arend, Anneesa, you can give your mugs to your friends in Nizhny for the new year. This will be a good gift. You're right. Many of our friends already have mugs. Grave Dog, hey, me again. To live in the UK these days, we have a lot of insecurities. What do you need, my dear? You need a book. Well, there's nothing wrong with getting a book. A lot of insecurities. Food, they are trying to shut down our farming. That's a tiny island the people are with Russia. Yeah, again and again, it is, it's crazy. It really is what's going on in the world. And I don't understand it all, and it really does seem like it's being planned and orchestrated on purpose by certain individuals. Yeah. Finn and Jake, hello. It is very nice to see such a friendly, wonderful family with traditional values. Wonderful children who came from such a distant country as Canada, not afraid of such drastic changes.
Do you think he sounds like that?
I don't know. I'm starting to give it some spin to it today.
You changed your voice
Did
with
I?
that one.
Keep doing what you do. You inspire us 100%. Thank you. What are land values where you live, and how hard is it to buy a nice chunk of land? You know, I got a little bone of contention there. There's a lot of land sitting around that's not doing anything. Trying to get a hold of it is hard because you got to figure out who owns it. And we were working on a piece of land, and then we got this price tag, and I was like, that's ridiculous. So there are many places in Russia where you can find land for fallow land that hasn't been farmed in a long time, like 20, 30 years, for about 100 US an acre. You can find it, but it's not everywhere, of course. And then once people find out that you're looking for land, all of a sudden the price goes up, so that doesn't really help matters either. Friends, it is ridiculous the price at which Canada sells oil and gas to the US, and then we buy gasoline from them at a high price. Then they sell this gas to Iran. It's super. Again, I don't understand any of it. We got all this lovely oil and gas sitting right here in this country, and now Europe can't just buy from Russia, and they have to buy through a third country. So the third country buys it from Russia, adds a whole bunch of money to it, and then sells it to Europe anyway. So they're still using Russian gas. It doesn't make any sense. You know what else doesn't make any sense? In Canada, rather than using the oil that's sitting right there in Alberta, which would create jobs in Alberta, create prosperity and grow the economy, no, can't do that. We buy oil from Saudi Arabia and ship it across the ocean, because that's environmentally friendly, right? Ship it across the ocean to Canada and use that oil instead. None of it makes sense. Jason, I can only pray and hope that God is not done with America. I do know there is a great portion of young people who have risen up to believe in God and are speaking out. Andrew, did you guys move to your house already or still live in church apartments? Well, a bit of both. Alexander, in the new year, is the new year already in the new house? Will you go to church at Christmas? I think I would like to, yes. Artem, hello, brothers and sisters. Good fella, Vin Diesel. That's another lie.
I got that.
Oh, okay. Alexei, $500 a month. Pretty good salary in Russia. And that's pretty low. There's a lot of people making a lot more money than that. Pietrangelos, you sell salam from Kazakhstan. Salam. Ibrahim, there are some trolls in the chat. Yeah, they're getting taken care of, I think. They seem to show up. What is your favorite Russian food? To be honest, I still don't really know what Russian food is.
We eat a lot of the same. That's what I was saying.
I don't find it distinctly Russian.
That's what I was saying. Like, before we left, we ate a lot of cabbage. Why? Because I got celiac, so we couldn't eat the bread in Canada, right? So then we switched to a lot of cabbage. Well, they like a lot of cabbage here, and they cook with a lot of different cabbages, and we were having soups, and we were, so I feel like our whole life, up till this point has been like kind of preparing us for moving here. Because I don't honestly have much of a shock here. Like they eat a lot of broth.
What food is actually Russian? Right? Even like blini. Okay, so you have a Russian name for a pancake. It's still just a pancake. And you can say, well, no, it's a thin pancake. Okay, but I mean, a crepe is a thin pancake too. That's French. So what's distinctly Russian in the food?
I don't know.
Neither do I.
Borscht, but it would be just a soup, beet soup.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, our mothers would have thrown a bunch of stuff in a pot too and stirred it up like it's.
And sour cream. They put sour cream. That would be different.
That's true. Yeah, we don't do that one so much. Yeah.
Somebody just.
Actually, I tried that the other day. It was delicious.
Yeah, we don't put sour cream in our stuff, I guess.
No, that would be different. You would use sour cream, but not
separately. We would put sour cream.
Yeah, I guess if you can call that a Russian food, then yes, I like that.
Yeah.
Misty's Privyet from Michigan, USA. God bless you all. Thank you very much.
Oops.
Constant, hey, sorry if this has already been answered, but I want to ask you, do you have electricity? We sure do. Why don't you cover your house with siding? Because I haven't got to it yet. The siding's sitting in the container. It's been in there for like, I don't know, almost 2 months probably.
And you can go back on some of our videos and get some of these answers as well.
Yep, they're usually there. It's not a rush. There's no reason to put it on right now. I can wait till next year. I can wait for 3 years. I mean, we will get it on, but it's not a priority. There's other things that are more important. How's your back? Good. Well, the days it doesn't hurt, it's good. And the days it hurts, it's not so good.
It's a lot better than it was.
Alexei, Galina, their accent is more confusing than the speed. A woman is easier to understand. I do talk fast, yes. Edward, God bless your family. Thank you. Ramazan, Alexei, yes, there was a joke about the KGB. The guy has an unpleasant aftertaste and cliches about the KGB. It's sad. With his charter, it's dangerous to enter someone else's house. Apparently, he did not understand. No idea.
Just ignore him.
Oleg, good evening. Have you already tested the sewing machine? Have the curtains at the entrance doors and windows been hung? Curtains keep you warm. The house cools down more slowly. Well, our house isn't cold at all, and we don't have any curtains. It's very warm in here. You're handsome. We love you. Thank you. I love Norse. Jason, can you imagine a world where America and Russia were allies? The world could be blessed. The devil can't have that. Devil can't have that indeed. He loves chaos. And it preys on people because people's fears are all there. And then people stop trusting in God. We're just supposed to lay it at God's feet. We're not supposed to have fear. We're not supposed to have worry. We're not supposed to have doubt. We're supposed to trust in an almighty God. It's hard to do. I'm a living example. I have a hard time doing it as well. But that's what we're supposed to do. So all the chaos in the world is just designed to stir that up and cause us to fear. Afghani, regarding Russian food, buckwheat porridge is very popular in Russia. Okay, so I would have grown up with brinta, which is a wheat porridge. I don't know about buckwheat, but I don't imagine it'd be much difference. I'd be curious to try that
because buckwheat is not gluten.
No?
No.
Taste different?
I used to cook with buckwheat.
Have you already tried this porridge? She's useful. Is that what I would have had in the hospital?
Maybe. It might have been, yeah. We'd have to try it. We have porridge with oats.
So we eat oatmeal, which porridge with oats. And then growing up we had brinta, which is Dutch. It's a wheat porridge. Amanda, really enjoyed the chicken feed tour. Will you all be doing something similar in the future?
I think so.
Like more tours? Yeah, we'd love to. If anybody here watching has a factory or something, that I'd love to do even like a Made in Russia series where we go to different factories and show.
Yeah, different villages. I'd love to check out some villages, and even farmland, right? We're totally into
farm tours, farmers, factories, you name it. I'd love to tour it and show the world.
Different areas. We would prefer, I think, for now to stay within Nizhny, but I think it would be really cool to tour the whole area. See more of what Nizhny looks like.
Yeah, we would be okay with going out of the area, but it obviously costs money. So if somebody wants to pay the bill, then...
Yeah, we gladly go.
Regarding Russian food, I already read that. Where was I? Bed and breakfast. I don't think we'll be doing that, but probably some cabins for rent. Yep. What is the temperature where you are? So Celsius, it's like 0 today, I think it was. What do we got? Sveta, we have a €20, that is, right? And my eyesight's getting bad. For screws and nails for Finley. That's awesome. From a Russian from Portugal. Yeah, it'd be euros. I love you. Thank you very much.
Okay.
I appreciate that. I'll make sure to tell him that too. He loves playing with them. Galina, God help you. We love your family. Alvaro, I'm just waiting for the chicken coop to be assembled.
Me too.
Yeah, me too. Development, what are you going to do? Raise animals or grow plants? Both.
Both.
God bless you. I believe you did the right choice. Thank you. Natasha, to make buckwheat tastier, put some butter in it. Yeah, I've been doing that with my oatmeal lately too. Actually, Cora suggested it the other day. Put butter and salt instead of sugar. And I was like, that's delicious. First I thought it was crazy, but it turns out it's delicious. Where is the supers? What's that? Supers. Oh, maybe supers?
Maybe the supers.
Maybe that's what that means. Artem, Sveta, Edward, open your store faster already. I will come buy groceries from you. I appreciate that. We're really hoping many of you will support us because it would be nice to have an income. We haven't made any farm income in a while. I'm really looking forward to that. I'm hoping I can get at least part of the Masterskaya built this year, the workshop. And on the back of that, I'm hoping to have a spot for a few cows. So I've already put the word out. There's a farmer that we visited. I really liked his cows, so did Anneesa, and we would like to purchase some from him. At that point, we can start milking. Then we'll have our own milk and butter and cheese and yogurt on the farm, and eventually also to sell. It's starting. It all takes time. Ogo, guys, cook borscht on a pork tail with a twist for 3 hours, and according to the classic recipe, your digestive system will be satisfied as never before. Sounds good. Calgary is minus 17. I know, I was looking at that. So again, I think it's hilarious because a lot of people here, especially in the comments, I think it's a lot of the grandmothers telling us to put on hats and scarves and all this stuff. And it's like, it's not cold here. You try living in Western Canada, right? There's a guy from Western Canada right there, or a lady, sorry. Minus 17. That's cold. What breed of cows will you prefer to raise? Do you have a favorite? For our beef cattle, we prefer Angus. We really love Angus cattle. And for milk cows, I always liked Jerseys. Well, I didn't like the Jerseys. I like working, like just having a Jersey. But we're talking about getting brown Swiss this time. The problem with Jerseys is they end up with milk fever a lot, and then that's hard to deal with. So.
I'm wondering if brown Swiss would be similar because they're a heritage breed.
Maybe. I have to look into that. Nista, hello from Alaska. Will you be showing more updates on finishing your home? Yeah, I haven't done a lot in the home lately other than the kitchen cupboards. Working on the stairs right now, so that video will be coming out. But I've been doing a lot of stuff outside of the home. So yeah, it'll be coming. Picnic, you look tired. Yeah, I didn't think I looked too bad, but maybe.
I find we're getting tired.
This light doesn't help either. I have to squint for the light. So.
Yeah.
Can you have subtitles in live chat? Nope.
No.
Hello from England. Nice evening all from... Well, now, I don't know. Bald Eagle, 47 states. Maybe that's a specific states. I don't know. Amy, Russian doors also Oliver's salad, which is basically a potato salad with a kick. Also herring under a coat. Yeah, we're not fish people, which is herring, beetroot, and peas. We typically cook those for the New Year's.
Interesting.
Might be good. We're not much for fish.
We do ole bone.
Mind you, I had some raw-looking fish the other day I didn't have a choice on. That was back when we picked up the bunk beds. It was delicious, but just looking at it, I have no desire to pick it up and eat it. I was kind of like forced by the host to eat this. Oh, you got to try this out. And it was admittedly very good. I actually had a second piece after that. But what do you think about beekeeping? We will have bees too.
I can't wait.
Again, this is something that people are not familiar with here in Russia because it's just so different. But a family farm in Canada has a little bit of everything. So on our last farm, we had bees, we had pigs, we had ducks, we had chickens, we had geese, we had goats, we had sheep, we had cows, we had a cat, we had dogs, pigeons.
We had children.
Children. Some wild bears, lots of wild deer. We grew vegetables, we sold vegetables, we grew potatoes, we mowed hay. all of it on one farm. And the same thing will happen here. And I don't know, people seem to have a hard time understanding. It's like you can only be a carrot farmer or you can only be a cow farmer.
I think that's with everything. It's like they just can't wrap their head around the fact of that it doesn't just take a truck driver to do one, to drive truck, right? Like you could drive a truck, right? Like you have a license to drive a truck too.
Yeah, I am a licensed dump truck
right?
driver.
So you're not a truck driver right now, but you could potentially drive a truck.
Yeah, all your cement trucks or dump trucks.
Right, or not even just that, a school teacher, more than just a school teacher, can teach somebody.
Yeah, anybody
right? Like
can teach.
Anybody can teach a child. Like it's just, they just have a hard time wrapping their head around.
I think when people ask me culture shock, that's probably now I'm starting to realize that's probably the biggest one, is people just don't understand that here. It's such a cultural difference in a person can be more than one thing. You don't have to be specialized in anything. Yeah. Specializing is silly. I like to be specialized in everything. So.
And what's wrong with being specialized in multiple things, right? Right? There's it opens your horizon to so many different avenues in life.
I am on a mission to educate people from my country. We have more in common with the Russian people than the EU nations. I am hoping to bring the two countries together as partners. That's awesome. Keep up the good work. Mm-hmm. Do you supplement with iodine or that far inland?
We have iodine in our salts.
Do we? Here?
Yes.
We do in Canada, but...
I'm pretty sure it's here too.
Okay.
I actually have just recently looked for less iodine though, because it can be bad for your health if you have too much.
Cabins are a great idea. I will come help you in the garden. Natasha, what do you miss about Canada? Well, obviously a family. Some of our family's there, so we miss them. Mm-hmm. Simplicity. Like something's not necessarily simple, but we know how to do everything there. I know how to do the taxes even. I mean, I've been doing my own taxes for years. Yeah, we have an accountant, but I do all the bookwork all year long. I only talk to the accountant for a week or two every February or March to get it all done.
You would communicate with them, but you would basically be doing all the information yourself. They would just be filling it into what needs to be filled in.
That's right. Yep, we do everything.
Because that's how businesses run. You knew what you were doing because I feel that's a big one for me right now. Yeah, well, that's just one thing, but we know where all the stores are. We know where all the stuff is. We know how to do this. We know how to do that. And here, it's you have to learn it all. I don't know if I necessarily miss it. We already knew that coming here, that we're going to have to rethink. Everything's obviously different, and you find supplies in different places. But I guess the simplicity. That'd be about the only thing I miss. We are getting better and better at finding different things.
Yep. And then we have people, obviously, that help us find things, so that makes it easier too.
Right.
Valerie, during the last decade, winter in Russia comes usually around December. People just rarely track that things. Yeah, so same Canada. Patty Stevens, wow, Grand Rapids, Michigan is 22 degrees today with 9.5 inches of snow on the ground. We're colder than you are.
Wow. That's fair.
My mother-in-law, her mother, I guess, I was talking with her too, and they got like a foot of snow right now. So 12 inches, 30 centimeters of snow. And 22 Fahrenheit for everyone is -5.5 Celsius. Yeah, is what Patty is experiencing, and I think it's about the same right now in Southern Ontario. So yeah, big bad cold Russia. Oh, it's not real bad. Andrew, Arend, are you building your shop garage on standard poured concrete footing below frost line? Have you heard about TISE type of footing that is very popular in Russia? No, just a standard poured concrete footing. Yeah, below the frost line. And we set posts on that. It's just a post barn. Galina, tell me, do you like it in Russia? 100%. Yes. We love it in Russia. That doesn't mean there isn't things that are like
there's lots of
questionable. Some days is like that. It's not, there's obviously going to be things that are just different and things that we don't really care for.
I honestly think that the hardest part is the fact that we grew up in Canada, right? So you knew from the time you were a little girl all the way up to adulthood, all different things that happened. You just knew the culture. You knew the ins and outs of everything. We just... It's so distracting.
Sorry.
Trying not to distract me.
I was trying to signal for a tea. But...
How do you do that? Or anyway, I find
nobody would have known until you let them know.
Anyway, and I find here it's a lot different because we're obviously coming in as adults and we're we don't have that growing slow pains that you have as a child, right? Yeah. I lost my train of thought.
Sorry for distracting you. Could have just ignored me. Can you tell how do you heat your house if it's not a secret? Oh, it's a secret. No, I don't know why that would be a secret. Electric. Right now, we have a couple of small electric heaters, and that's keeping it cooking in here. It's very warm. Again, if you build a good house with proper insulation, then it doesn't take as much to heat either. But yeah, it's extremely warm in here right now. Ziggy, I really feel deeply this is supposed to happen, that we become partners in the world. It would be very good if this could happen for all.
Talking about strong tea.
Yeah, I think that would be a bit much. What do y'all think? Maybe just one of those bags would be good. It warmed up to 6 Fahrenheit here in Wasilla. Natasha, Aaron, Mrs. Trudeau. Yeah, right. Yeah, we were tight. We were good friends, him and I. That's sarcasm for anyone who doesn't understand. How does the Russian climate differ from the Canadian one? It's very similar. Please thumbs up. Yes, if you haven't hit the thumbs up yet, hit the thumbs up. It's always good for algorithms. Good fella, China just stopped buying agricultural products from the U.S. They're switching to Russia and Brazil. That's another opportunity for Russian farmers, especially soybean. That's for real? Like, that's solid? Because that's going to hurt a lot of U.S. farmers. So yes, I'm happy because I'm in Russia and it's good for Russia, but I feel bad for all those hardworking men and women in Canada and in the States. Canada is like, it doesn't dictate the market. It's such a small market when it comes to the grain. All the prices are dictated by the States, but I'm not in Canada. It is an export market, and so we are heavily reliant. Here we go, we again. I'm not a Canadian, or I am a Canadian, but I don't live in Canada. The markets are heavily dictated by exports, and exports to China is a massive one. So that's going to hurt farmers even more. And therefore, I'm even more hopeful that more will see the reason in coming here, and that the Russian government will continue to welcome people with open arms. Darlene, same weather here on Cape Breton, Nova Scotia. We should do that again one day. If we ever get the chance, I'd love to tour Cape Breton again. It's beautiful there. Absolutely beautiful.
I'd love to just... what I really want to do is the Siberian train.
Yeah, we're going to do that sometime.
Yeah, I think that would be so cool.
Hey guys, can you recommend us Nizhny Novgorod as a place to settle? 100%. I mean, obviously, I don't know what you do for a living or what you want to do for a living, but I believe Nizhny Novgorod. I haven't been to other regions, but I know that the governor here is serious about Western immigrants, okay? And I know that they have an agency set up here to help and support with that. The OCA agency, that is their mandate is meant for Western immigrants. And so that kind of support is massive. I know immigrants in other parts of Russia that are facing various difficulties with their paperwork, with the process, and those difficulties are simply not here, okay? You're still going to face hardships, but it's not as hard as some of these other people are facing, because step by step, systematically, they are trying to erase these things, and they're trying to figure out, okay, what's the issue? What can we do to fix it? And that's massive. So that kind of support you won't find in any other region. Artem, Marlene, before the operation, you need to take tests and undergo an examination. First, you need to go to your clinic and get a referral for a consultant. What's this for?
Somebody else asked whether you have to in Russia.
For?
Surgery in Russia. So she's answering for you.
Abraham, what do you do in Russia is great and spot on. Russia has labor shortages, especially in farming. How are your kids adjusting to new culture? Very good, I think. Anneesa, did you manage to find lined notebooks for teaching children in Nizhny?
I did.
I know at the beginning you couldn't find them in stores. Yes, we did. Artem, Valerie, any city with a population of more than 500,000, but housing prices go into space. Rhonda, Anneesa, maybe you will do a video on cooking over the fire next summer? Well, she'll have a kitchen by then, so I don't know if she'll still be cooking outside.
Bonfire. Once in a while, bonfire.
You will build a water slide for the children. It's fun to roll off it. Entertainment for children. Yeah, I thought about building a snow slide because we do have a nice hill, and I think once it finally freezes, we should build a nice slide.
Yeah.
The only problem is you got to walk all the way back.
I was going to say you'll have to have like a something.
Yeah,
that we
tractor
can-
tubes from the back tires. That'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, but we can have like something that brings us back up.
Hmm. Do you plan on registering your family business as a company? It is a registered company now. What do you think about protests in Georgia? I support the Georgian government. I think they're finally, I was worried about it when we were in Georgia because a lot of these countries seem to want to be part of the EU. And actually, that was one of our arguments. People said, why didn't you stay in Georgia? And I said, because there's too many people here in Georgia that want to be the EU. And EU is not a rosy place. There's a ton of problems there. So I'm very happy, actually, that the Georgian government has made these steps. They've passed similar laws to Russia's laws as far as foreign agent law. That one totally makes sense. And also the LGBT propaganda bill. They've passed one of those as well. So I was very thankful and happy to see that as well. Unfortunately, the West is stirring the pot in Georgia and riling up young people, same as they did in Ukraine 10 years ago. And I'm just hoping that the Georgian government will be able to keep it under wraps and we don't have another maiden revolution. Valerie, do you have snow outside right now? Yes, not very much, like maybe an inch or two. Yeah, probably 2 inches. Yeah. Sarah, what about older Americans? My son and I have discussed it, but not sure we would be able to. You mean move here? I mean, they'll take any age group. There's no cap.
Right.
We went to that Malakoff, whatever his name is, that show. And on that show, that grandmother was 90, 80?
76? No.
I want to say she was in her 80s.
Maybe. I can't remember.
Whatever, but she was
older.
past working. She was an older woman, and her son came as well. And I mean, they had no problem accepting her.
They value life here.
Yes.
That's what I appreciate, is that if you want to live and live in harmony with people and love life, they will accept you.
Yes.
No matter your age.
Now, obviously, you're not coming off the plane. They're not going to be like, "Hey, welcome to Russia. Here's a suitcase full of cash and
If
a free
you have
apartment."
a way of supporting yourself, obviously.
Yeah, and I don't think it's any government's job
But you're
to hand
being-
out free stuff. But
I know, but like, I guess I just worry if you're worried, like I worry with the euthanasia laws in
Canada,
and stuff, that's going to come to a point that it's probably going to be that they're going to start taking out people who they think is not valuable. And I think if you're in a threat of that position, I think Russia would take you. If
yeah,
you're-
100% do.
yeah.
I don't think Russia will have a problem taking you, but you do have to be realistic and say, okay, do I have enough to survive on, and do I have some sort of skills that I can earn an income? If you're not too old to work and you don't have enough savings, and there's lots of people that are working. You don't have to retire. You can keep working if you want to. Personally, I have no desire to retire. It looks extremely boring. I would like to continue to work, but hopefully not for myself. Hopefully my children have farms, and I will help them out. So.
She says, yes, I'm retired with disability, but my son is strong and he works.
There you go.
Very well. If he's going to
But
take
you can
care of you,
support
then-
yourself
yeah.
with so much less, okay? Like, you can buy a house in the village here for, well, that's Canadian dollars. I'm thinking 15,000 Canadian dollars. You can buy a house. What's that, American? Probably 12,000-ish. But even if you said 15,000 American, you could buy a village house if you're satisfied with that. If you want to live in a condo in the city or something, it's going to cost more, of course. But if you're okay with living in a village, that gives you a big yard where you can grow a lot of your own food and flowers and just enjoy a lovely life. Now, for 15, you're not buying a brand new village house either. It may need a bit of work. But even if you spent 25,000 in a village, you get a pretty nice house for that. And then, then you just got to eat after that. Home. Hey, you're doing great content, so wholesome. You're the best example of amazing immigrants, which Russia needs more of. Good people. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
That is kind. I got a tickle all of a sudden for some reason. Aaron, please advise. I would like to build a playground for my kids. But I don't understand what should be the foundation for that, considering the swing that needs strong connection to the ground. Yeah, a swing's a good one. I guess you don't want them to come out of the ground.
When we were kids, we just had metal bars and we lifted.
Yeah, you just tell your kids to take it easy. That works too. But otherwise, I would drill a hole and drop the post in the ground below the frost line, cement it in, and then tamp the hole shut, and you'll be good to go. The rest of the playground doesn't really need a foundation because it can just sit above ground. Swing's the only one that I would consider anchoring down. Yes.
It depends. If they have like posts, they might want to put it in the ground too, like a jungle gym.
Oh, you can put it in the ground, yeah. But if it's wide enough, it won't tip over.
Right.
So. Which place of Russia are you interested to see? All of it. We're crazy that way. We just love to go on family drives, get in the car and go, which is a little different here. And I don't know how that works anyway, like as far as holidays, because you have to register everywhere. You know, a lot of people would have a camp trailer and then they would just go away for a few weeks. But here you're supposed to be registered all the time, so you can't register in your camp, or I don't know how that works here. But we would love to eventually, you know, take a few weeks every year or something and drive in a different direction and see something. One thing we would really like to do is the Trans-Siberian Railway. Probably best in the summertime for that. But,
I'd love to in the summer.
But then we'll be busy farming, so I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
I'll have to wait a little. I think a couple of years it'll be good.
Yeah, but we love just drive down the road and look out the windows. Wonderful method for learning foreign languages. You put a textbook under your pillow at night, and in the morning you already speak a new language. I like that.
That's what
one.
I've been
That's good.
saying. I'm like, oh, I wish I could do that.
Yeah.
I go to bed every night with Pim's in my ears. I keep hoping.
Did it work?
It hasn't so far, but it's helping me recognize more words.
I love the fact you basically do not have to have a vehicle in order to get around. Yeah, that's crazy because that does not exist in Canada. Northern Ontario used to have a bus service, and then for whatever reason they decided they couldn't afford to keep it, and then the bus service, and it's like there's all these isolated communities that can't go anywhere now. So then they ended up bringing the bus service back again, but only like part way, and then anyway, it's a mess. Here, you can take a bus. Well, I don't know, but in our area, you can take a bus all over the place. It still blows my mind. It's like there's random bus stops just in the middle of nowhere, and yeah, you can take a bus from the city all the way up. It's really cool. So yes, you can indeed get around in Russia without a vehicle. My dad says tickle when he has a throat issue too. Well, that's kind of what it feels like. A little tickle in the throat. Grave Dog. Hey, on a lighter note, this was my supper in the UK. Pork sausage, potatoes mixed with mature cheese and canned tomatoes. Is that a nice supper for you? Sounds delicious. I look forward to making pork sausage. Gotta get me a new piggy. My mom chose to not fight her cancer, and she chose euthanasia. You can't believe how fast it's going. I brought her to the hospital in the end of August for pneumonia. 20 December, she'll be gone.
So sorry to hear that.
Yep, I'm very sorry to hear that too. Nikita, do you have any plan to go back to Canada in the future, maybe 20 years later? Like to move? No, at this point I don't. I mean, I have to be honest, there's days where it's like, you feel like you're banging your head against the wall because, you know, you're facing some frustrating thing. It's like, that would be simpler in Canada. But then I remind myself the direction Canada's gone, and there's like, it's impossible to start farming over there. No, we're situated very happy. But we will go back for holidays, I'm sure of that someday. Edward, what kind of building materials do you need first of all now? Well, I got all the wood here. I got to get some trusses yet, but I have all the wood for the Masterskaya, and we will be building that soon. And then I got to find some trusses for the building to put those on, and then steel. Other than that, I think we pretty well have. Just picked up a bunch of pine here for trim in the house. So don't have to buy anything right now. Oh, concrete. I need some concrete for a project I got coming up, but you gotta wait for that one. Anneesa, December 18th marks your channel's 5th anniversary. Really?
Really?
We started on December?
I guess. Yeah.
That's cool. Plus the end of the year. Are you planning to edit the final video for 2024?
Well, I edit all the videos, so.
She does edit all the videos, yes. But are you planning anything special, maybe is what they mean?
Maybe. I don't know. I haven't really thought about it.
Very interesting.
Well, the kids like to do a Christmas thingy program. I think they call it Christmas program.
Yeah, they'll probably do some singing or something. I heard them singing a little bit later. Caught the live show. I see that you are not in a hurry to get the exterior insulation on the house.
The insulation is
No,
on?
the house is insulated. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Our house is completely insulated and done. for some reason, again, this is a Russian thing or it's a translation thing. I don't know. But see, people seem to think that putting siding on the house is going to make it warmer, which it won't. It's like, it's siding. It's just a piece of plastic. Yeah, it's like that thick. It's plastic. It's just, yeah. The house is insulated. It is watertight. It is weatherproof.
And siding won't make it warmer.
Your siding will not help, no. Russian accounting is different from the one accepted in the West. Yes, of course. Tammy, I might have to move to Russia. I don't know if I can afford to stay here in Canada. Living in a village would be great. I've always lived way out in remote rural agriculture. Yeah, and that's something I find is culture shock again, that people want to live in the city. We had people asking us, so you would stay out in the village? I'm like, yeah. They're like, all winter? Yeah. What will you do? Live in my house. So I mean, what do you mean? What will I do? Why? So the same thing goes for us to them. Like, you mean you're going to move to the city? Why would you do that?
I don't know what they do. What do you do all winter?
I don't know.
Like, what do you do in your?
Most of the villages are completely empty. Everybody's gone to the city for the winter. It's strange. Yeah. For us, it's strange. For Russians, I guess it's normal. For us, it's extremely strange.
Yeah. I just embrace like the winter so much. Like, I'm like, oh, do you think this will be the year that I do cross-country skiing? Because I've always wanted to do that, but I never get to it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just think it's, snowshoeing and
the city I don't like cities. We're very happy when we're here. When we have to go to the city, it is what it is. But now, having said that, Nizhny Novgorod, I do find is a much more relaxing city than like.
It reminds me of like
there's a lot of open spaces, a lot of parks.
It's like a small town kind of feeling.
Yes, yeah, more small town feeling. Will Russia let me bring my dogs? Yes. Honey, sweetheart. Guys, how is your oldest son doing?
Good.
Great. Maxime, you're biting. What am I biting? I don't know. Ibrahim, if you do the Trans-Siberian Railway, take the Baikal-Amur main line. Okay, there's different ones, I guess. Johnny, Russia is enormous with so many time zones. I do not understand why Russians don't seem to develop their land. They literally stay away from the world. Yeah, it's a big, beautiful country, and there's so much land just sitting here, so much potential.
I think it comes down to never being taught to do it.
There could be.
Right? Like, why would they?
It's the value of family farms again, right?
Yeah.
We grow up on family farms. So your dad's a farmer. His dad, his dad was a mechanic, I guess, but he had a hobby farm. His dad was a farmer. His dad was a farmer. On my side, my dad was a farmer. His dad was a farmer. His dad was a farmer.
Right, and they all went, like, a lot of people went to Canada and the United States to start a new life, right?
Yep.
And that's how they started. Right?
And for the opportunity to own land for the first time,
Yeah, like centuries ago or generations ago.
Welcome to Russia. Prosperity to you. Never heard of Glavset. Maybe don't believe the Spets propaganda memes. No idea. Have you tried traditional Russian borscht? Yes. Cabbage soup, all over dumplings here. Not all of them, some of them.
Yeah, but the dumplings and stuff too. We would call them...
Dumplings?
No. Pierogies.
Pierogies, oh yeah. Is YouTube slow? Even my typing does not appear as fast as I click.
I was having issues on the computer with the typing. I have no idea.
Aaron, how do you feel after surgery? Good. Getting stronger every day. Just had my checkup the other day. Again, that's so awesome. They do that here. They have checkups. In Canada, they just let you die somewhere. They don't care. You're lucky.
I was almost jealous the amount of care you got. I'm like,
they like, okay, we need you to come in again. So they did an ultrasound. So post-surgery ultrasound at 4 weeks. Apparently that's normal, just to make sure everything's healing up on the inside. I mean, who would have thunk to do that? So
I don't know. They didn't care about me. They sent me home 2 hours after the operation and like no follow-up, nothing.
Yeah, so everything's good. I'm healing up. I'm 4 weeks now. 4 weeks, and I asked the doc if I can start working now because I'm feeling good. And she said, well, what did the surgeon say? And I said, well, he said 6 weeks. So, well, then you better wait 6 weeks. And don't lift anything over 20 kilos. I'm like, yeah, what about 50? And she said, 20. And I said, well, maybe Sorek. And she says, this is not a bazaar, I think is what she said. So anyway.
Not a negotiation.
Yeah, well, super good doctors, great doctors. Only siding is missing. Everything else is done. Arend, how do you... Oh, I read that one already. Good food is good food. Glad you like that. Good old Skouskran. I'm from Liverpool. That's Skouskran is food. Good luck. Yanni's now. Fiat is not far from Gazelle in reliability. Well, I heard Gazelles are terrible. My Fiat so far is not bad, other than the door wants to fall off. But the side door has a bad habit of wanting to fall off, and the back door doesn't always want to close. But for the rest, it's a good van. Thanks for the fantastic videos every time. Glad to see your family. Valerie, maybe people got used that the government owns all the land, so they are missing on how great it is. Yeah, I had this conversation with my oldest brother. He used to complain about not making any money farming. And it's like, if that's all your kids ever hear, they're not going to want to farm, right? That shouldn't be the focus. You should be talking about why you do it, why you love to do it, and why it's so good. And then they'll develop and they'll want to do it too.
That's with anything in life. If
Anything,
you think
yeah,
about
absolutely.
It. If you're always a negative Nancy in life, do you think anybody wants to do anything?
But on that note, if you don't have parents that farm, right? If your parents always went to the city to earn a better living, then that's what you're going to learn, and you're going to do the same thing too. And I find there's a huge emphasis here on, go to college, go to university, get a good paying job, blah, blah, blah. No emphasis at all on living out on the farm. So we're hoping that through our channel, we can show people that you can have a really good life living in the village, growing your own food and just enjoying life away from the hustle and bustle. And you can make money at it too.
Mm-hmm.
It's a misconception that all land in Russia is owned by government. You can own land as private individual. Even foreigners can, though there are limitations. Yes, of course. I don't think anybody was suggesting that. You can definitely own land. We own land. Sarah, Johnny, I saw that as well. Wonderful to grow fruits and vegetables. Here, the land is almost dead from all the chemicals and not letting it rest as needed. Yes.
It's so sad, too.
It is. Yeah, people just soak it in chemicals. It's terrible. Your family is beautiful. Thank you. How about doing a tour on a sheep ranch farm? How they run things and make an income in Russia. That's what I am looking at doing when I get there. Well, if anyone knows of a sheep farm or any other farm for that matter, we would love to come out and do more videos on agriculture, because we do get a lot of requests on farmland and on different types of farming in Russia. And if you're willing to have us come out and show it, we would love to come make a video. Trans-Siberian Railway separates into two branches, one north of Lake Baikal and the other south of it.
And does that go into China, I think?
Yeah, I'd love to do it. It's such a long trip, and then taking it with 8 kids.
I don't think that would be an issue. It's the
but it's just all the tickets. It'd be expensive because it's such a long. It's like a week long, man.
Yeah, but I think the rooms, right? Like having to figure out the rooms and the booking and all that stuff would be pretty hard.
And right now we're on asylum passports yet, and
we can't even.
The train system can't figure out the asylum. So even though it's a Russian issued document, we couldn't book. Train tickets with
the train right to Moscow. We couldn't book the.
So I don't imagine Trans-Siberian. Hopefully another month or two, we should have our temporary residency. So psychologists say that farming is one of the most satisfying jobs. Yep, it's one of the toughest, one of the most demanding jobs, but it is also the most satisfying. And why do you think that is? Because you literally get to work with your hands. You get to see what you're doing. You have it right there. You can put the dirt through your fingers. When the grain grows, you can run it through your fingers. You can pick up the animals. You can run your fingers through your cow's back. The early morning, you come out to a field that's dark, and you can find your cattle. You see the steam coming out of their mouths. It's just glorious. I love farming. Lydia, lost your psychologist. Oh, that's the one I just read. Vitaly, how do you guys like Russian borscht? Oh, man, we've answered that a few times. Have you ever watched Clarkson's Farm? I think you will get a kick out of it. Hey, guys, what's the first animal you're planning to get at your farm? Oh, we inherited a cat.
Yeah, his cat showed up the other day.
Everybody went home to the city, and now there's a bunch of cats running around, and one of them is very friendly, and every time we open the door, it runs into the house. So. I was talking about Soviet times. Sorry for not making myself clear. Ina, can you already use your oven in the kitchen?
Yes, one of them. Well, we can use both if we want, but I choose not to use it because I don't want to wreck it until my kitchen's ready.
What is your most favorite Russian food? Can you already use your oven? Aaron, any Dutch traditions which you follow in your family? No, Not really.
We do Oli bowling
Only bowling, yeah. In the
for New Year's. That's about it.
We used to do Sinterklaas. We tried that for a few years. Chocolate letters at Christmas time. We used to do that, Sinterklaas.
Yeah.
But not really, no.
We're not. Yeah.
Dear Anneesa, I think your followers will be interested in watching you and the girls cook some interesting dish. In winter, you will spend more time at home, and this format maybe become weekly.
Maybe.
That's a good idea.
Maybe.
Matty McMatface. That is a memorable name, I gotta tell you. Are the Frost family hoping to live close by so you can help and support each other? That is their plan, yes. J1, great video on YouTube about the Trans-Siberian Railway. Alex, Privyet from Pickering, Ontario, watching your family from the very beginning, before you guys became popular. Wish you all the best. Very proud of you guys. Thank you very much, Alex. There's a lot of long-time supporters on our channel. Where's the other Canadian family who arrived in Russia? Are they missing?
Dun, 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 dun.
We did an interview / documentary on them. You can find that on Countryside Corner. So if you are not aware, we have 2 channels. We have Countryside Acres and we have Countryside Corner. Countryside Corner is more devoted to interviews. There is a brand new one today. The kids try to put me in the hot seat. They're like, it's not fair. You're always asking us questions, Dad. So they tried to make hard questions for me.
And did they stump you?
Well, you'll have to see.
We'll have to see.
You'll have to see. But anyway, that is up. It's a brand new video just up today. So when you're done watching the stream and you finally get sick and tired of looking at us, go on to Countryside Corner and look at that. And while you're there, go look up the video on the New Canadians, the Frost family. We did an interview on them as well. And many of you have not seen that yet. So go take a look. Are you going to the Agro Show in Moscow in January? Harry, if you could email me the details on that show, I would appreciate it. Is that snow coming off the roof?
It's just snow.
Wowzers. That's sound true. If you could email details on that show, that would be great. I would love to go to agricultural shows. There was one in December.
November.
November? Okay, and we couldn't make it to that one. But. So yes, if there's one in January, please email me. I grew up on a farm, and Daddy always used natural to fertilize with. Example, chickens, cow, and goat manure. He also let the land rest in various parts each year. You know, that's biblical. And I was not raised to let the land rest, but we've thought about that a lot. That God, in the 7th year, he wanted you to let the land fallow. And it's good for the land. It really is.
We did it this year.
Yes, we left ours alone because they have been taking hay off of here, and I don't know if they've been putting anything back on. And in order to feed your soil microbes and all the little worms and bugs, everything that's in there, they need stuff to eat too. And so we just left the land alone. Well, technically, even in Soviet times, guys who were members of the Klots, they were owners of their plots. They couldn't get out that easy, but they were. It's so wonderful that people are watching you from so many countries. Hello from Moscow. Hi from Montana, -12 Celsius, blowing and snowing 3 feet or more on the ground. You guys in Montana get an enormous amount of snow.
Those lakes, eh?
That's crazy how much snow they get. Lakes? No, Montana, not Michigan.
Oh, no,
Montana.
sorry. I thought you said Michigan.
No. Going to feed chickens and gathering eggs in my total outdoor experience. The village is with 200 people. Yeah. Yeah, they get some wicked snow in the passes and stuff there. The cat has adopted you guys. Yeah, there's no getting rid of him. It's a nice cat, actually. Sometimes you get one that's just ornery. This is a very sweet, beautiful, nice cat.
Really nice.
Yeah.
I think it's funny though. I wanted a male cat because they won't bring home a whole bundle of babies, but
yeah, male cats are easy to castrate. It's an easy fix.
Yeah, but the females usually come with a bundle.
The Russian bullet train from Moscow, St. Petersburg is beautiful and comfortable, better than flying. From Moscow to St. Pete. Yeah, I've heard it's really good. I'd like to try that too. Mr. Jones, hi from Minneapolis. Just found your channel.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Jones. Don't forget to hit subscribe. Oh, that's a thumbs up, but hit that one too. Dwayne, hello from Edmonton. What is one small tool from Canada that you miss and wish you had? There's a lot of tools that when I need them, I wish I have, but no, I don't know. There was just one there the other day I was thinking of, like, man, I wish I had that. Oh, my impact. I have a DeWalt impact for taking off like big nuts, a big impact. It's sitting in Canada, and I got to buy one. DeWalt tools are a lot more money here than they are in Canada. So, yeah, there was a few tools. I can't think of it now. I got a lot of tools back in Canada that I don't have here. Voltage meter. I have a really good one there in Canada. And the one I found here is, yeah. Choo-choo plogen. Sarah, are y'all going to raise
Sorry,
goats
I
and
just
sheep?
always, when you make these comments about your tools, I just want to be like...
That's how I feel, yeah. I don't want to complain, but it's hard to find good tools
I
here.
can't find any tools.
Yes, I know. I can look online. I know. But it's not the same thing. It's hard to find stuff. And when you have stuff and you like using it. Yeah. Are y'all going to raise goats and sheep as well as cattle and chickens? Yes.
Probably.
Maxime, hello guys. Hello. Oleg, have you already made traps for partridges for the winter?
Did they have partridges
I have
here?
not seen
We've
any
never
partridges.
seen anything.
The only wildlife we have seen, well, magpies. The only other wildlife we see is, I've seen a hedgehog once.
And these new chickadees.
That's true. They're coming around, but I don't want to eat those. How do you find the weather now? Are kids waiting for thicker snow? The weather is lovely. It's tropical here in Nizhny. Very warm. And yeah, the kids are playing with whatever snow is there, and they like it. They don't care how much snow. So they would like to have more. I would like it to wait a little bit longer because I'm not done outside. Do you guys miss Canada at all? No, we miss certain parts of it, like the family and the simplicity, but not really, no. The format of the trip to Baikal is multi-cative tour on foot, on skates, on bicycle, on off-road vehicles with overnight stays. I must have missed part of that conversation.
I wonder if he's talking to somebody else.
Maybe. Sorry for interfering in your spiritual life. That's a very delicate issue, but it seems God has brought you here to Russia for some purpose. It might be learning more about Russian Orthodoxy. It very well might be.
Yeah, and you don't have to apologize.
Yeah, don't. There are many comments about food and Trans-Siberian train today. People are hungry and want to travel in seasons.
I want to. I want to
Victoria,
check it
maple
out.
syrup is produced in our Penza region using Canadian technology. Nice.
Very cool. That'd be neat to see.
Yeah. In personal note, how all these nice people found your address. We are jealous because we don't know where to send some stroopwafels. Oh, I love stroopwafels. Do you know they sell stroopwafels here? They're called Dutch waffles. They have them in my store. And they taste pretty much like the stroopwafels I would have had growing up.
If you email us at countrysideacreshomestead
At gmail.com.
at gmail.com, then we can send you a location to send a parcel.
Yes, if you want to.
If you would like to.
And for everybody, don't feel like you have to.
No.
We really appreciate
we
it.
do
but you don't have to.
appreciate them. It's very exciting to open packages.
Mhm.
Right? We don't get like mail regularly here like we used to. Like in Canada, you'd have like a mailbox so that you could go to the end of your lane and you could like pick up your mail.
I imagine we could do that at the post office, probably.
Yeah, but it's not the same. You go to a building and you pick up your, so you would actually go to the end of your lane. You would pick up your stuff out of a postal box. And it was always so exciting when you got a package.
Yeah.
So it's
It's
really
a
nice.
bill!
Yeah, no.
Lots of bills show up.
I always
around.
just think it's really exciting. I really like opening boxes.
I came to wish you good health and successful implementation of your plans. Have Anneesa and the children already carried the latest gifts? I'll watch the stream later with a translation. I don't know. Maddie, first video I saw, you got to keep in mind, you probably mean like wearing them as in clothing. We pretty much work every day and
I know.
we pretty
that's
much
what
wear
I'm like.
work clothes
I
every
know.
day.
Everybody's going to think that we have no other outfits, but it's...
No, I mean, it's called play clothes. So if we need to go to a meeting or like go to church or something like that, then the kids will get dressed up. But otherwise, they just wear their work clothes.
Yeah,
So
raggedy old
when
clothes.
when we first started this, the people were like, "Oh, look how poor they are because they got these old clothes on." Well, we're not going to work in nice clothes.
Right.
I wear the same work shirt for a week. I put a nice clean shirt on for you guys.
Well,
tonight.
and the thing about it is, like Wesley, he's got like 6 shirts that are like the same, and
yes, yeah.
they're
and I
all
was
the same color, and they're all
In
the
Canada,
same.
I wore only gray shirts, so
Right.
every day I was wearing a gray shirt. That's the shirts that I had. Those are the work shirts. So, Maddie McMahon
Big
face.
uniform.
Almost, yeah. First video I saw was digging foundations for the house, and now I'm addicted. If you are new, be sure to watch all the older videos from Canada and US trip. They are all great. Like and subscribe.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Maddie.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. We've been making videos for a lot of years.
It's funny because I I find new channels sometimes and I'm like, hey, these are really good videos. And then it's like you forget about all the original videos that these people made, right? They tried hard, they struggled for years, and then they finally get a break and they, get lots of subscribers and everybody kind of starts watching all the videos from a certain point, right? Same with our channel, right? But all the old videos, they did a lot of work on those too, and it took a labor of love. So go back and watch channels, videos, old videos.
Yeah, there's lots of them there. How we make soap, all sorts of stuff. Yeah. Primrose, if you want your tools brought to you, we'd gladly bring them as checked luggage in August/September 25. No problem. Well, we'll have to keep that in mind. That is a long ways off for us to remember that. If we haven't found a way to bring the rest. We had brought a bunch here. My mother-in-law lovingly shipped them out. It was a huge bill by the time they went to Georgia and then over to Russia.
But by then there might be like a whole suitcase full of like gifts my mother wants to send. She might want to get a hold of you. Yeah.
Always a struggle between needing the moisture, but busy, please don't snow yet. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
We got a lot of moisture actually. It was raining for like, I don't know, 2 weeks or something, it seems like. There's a lot of water in the ground now. But probably could use more before spring. Have you guys applied for medical insurance for yourself and the kids? No. Oleg, have you already learned from the locals the calendar for planting seeds, seedlings, or vegetables?
I kind of kept an eye on it last year. So.
Yeah, it's pretty similar. But no, we can always learn more.
It sounds like we got 3 extra weeks here than
it's
what we're
longer
used
growing.
to. So it's pretty cool.
Can you share your suggestions for people coming to Russia and bringing their money? No, unfortunately, there's no good way of doing it. You have to figure it out and find it out. Well, of course, guys, you're fantastic.
Thank you.
Tomorrow, I'll look with translation. Aaron, tell us how you met Anneesa. Did you live nearby?
That is on.
Is it? Not really.
Yeah. So it is.
Part of that story. Part of that story is on the interview. The kids just asked me some questions.
Yes.
Countryside Corner. Don't forget, folks. Check it out. Can you tell us a bit about the process of registering your home as a property? My understanding is this will be a step to get an address and therefore the mail-in registration. I can't tell you much about that. I'm actually not handling that myself. That's being taken care of for us, and it's not going very quickly yet. But it will. Everything's going to be fine. Don't panic. We haven't had rural postal delivery in many years. I have to drive 17 kilometers to check my mail. Yeah, so in Ontario, where we grew up, we had mailboxes at the end of the laneway. That was normal. When we moved to Western Canada, then they had P.O. boxes, and all the rural people had to drive to town to get their mail. And actually, it kind of makes more sense because in Ontario, you spend a lot of money on a mailman and a vehicle, so they could drive all over the countryside bringing your mail every day. And just think how much that could save if people just drove. I mean, you have to go to town to get groceries anyway, and go get your mail when you get the groceries. So, but it was nice. It's a novelty to walk down the end of the lane and open up the mailbox and get your mail, close the mailbox. That's probably very foreign to Russians here too, because y'all don't have laneways or nothing. You don't live in the country. It's very different. I think the most authentic things in Russian cuisine is something made for conservation food for winter. For example, salted fish, salmon or herring, salted mushrooms, cucumbers, tomatoes, cabbage, etc.
Yeah, I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Right? Like there's sections in the store where they have fermented this and cured that and, the old
Yeah, but people in Canada and the States also preserve food. Like we don't do the mushroom thing. But,
yeah, but I
we
find
prepare
that the
food for
old
winter.
ways had gone astray for a long, long time.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people stopped preserving. Like we would preserve with canning food, like as we grew up and stuff. But that wasn't really a common thing in Canada and the United States for a really long time. And more people were getting away from that type of lifestyle until they realized the garbage food that we were being fed in the grocery stores. And then this whole movement came back of people wanting to make their own food again.
Yep, the homesteading.
And then, and now it's like ferments and, basically all the things that we were starting to get into for the last, 6 years or whatever. People are really getting into it now. And Russians just live like that. They eat regularly fermented foods and, they don't put their eggs in a refrigerator. Their eggs are literally on the shelves. They're not washed in the cartons, which I think is awesome. And they just have their eggs in the.
Yep, you open up a carton and it's still got chicken manure on it.
Yeah, but I think that's awesome.
Those are real. Yep.
I know. Yeah, it's just great.
Nothing wrong with that. All right, we gotta go. 455 people are watching, but only 22 likes. Well, we have 799 likes on the screen, so I'm not sure where you're seeing 22. Yeah, this screen down here only says 4, I guess. There, I just gave it a 5th, so that was fine. But on my phone here, where we're streaming from, it says 800 now. 807. Oh man, it's moving so fast, folks. Click that like button. Now it's not moving, of course. 815. Oh my, it's jumping. There it goes. Click, 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 click. Click it away. Oh, yeah, we got rid of our deep freezer. Wish we still had it. Yeah, we had 2. My mom had 3, I think, big ones.
You growing up?
No, yeah, we had 2 big ones and 1 small one.
Yeah, my mom has 2.
Like big, I'm talking big, like
2.
2.5 meters long or something.
We used to have a lot more when we were growing up too, but now she has 2. We have 1 already, but they're not.
We have a
huge,
small one here.
small.
Yeah, they don't really seem to. We couldn't find any big ones here. Not like we're used to. That's one thing I do miss. I guess I miss that a lot. Is bulk.
Bulk and bigger items. Yeah.
I went to the store the other day. Went to a bigger store and I found, hey, pencils in packages. Great.
Yes.
12 in a package. Awesome. I get to the checkout and you can't scan that as a package. They literally had to open up every package, take the pencils out, and scan 1 pencil at a time.
I know.
And I was like, seriously? Can't you sell anything in bulk? Diapers are in small little packages. Pencils, small little packages. Nothing's in bulk. There's no big bulk. Nothing. Yeah, probably because it's all small families, I guess.
I think so. Well, I say we're hoarders. Maybe they're not hoarders.
Well, I don't want to go to the store every day. I see people going to the store and they buy a few items and they probably go every day and buy like.
That's just their culture again.
Maybe, yeah. But what if the grocery store doesn't have any food tomorrow?
I know. That's our thinking.
I like to go once a week and stuff the freezer full, right? But.
You're very positive people, but is there something you don't like about Russia? Well, we just said it. Yeah.
I'm sure there's things, but what's the point in complaining? It doesn't change anything.
No.
You just have to get used to stuff, and every day is a good day. It can always be worse.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think there's more positives than negatives, so there's no point in dwelling on the negatives. Because it's just like overshadowed.
There's no Tim Hortons coffee here. That's a negative. That's terrible.
That's such a gross thing.
It does save me some money though. So.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your work. God has entrusted your family with 10 talents and confidence that you will multiply them with your work. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Sarah, thanks for all you do. I have learned a lot from watching you. God bless you, your family, and the great people of Russia. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. You guys could share our videos.
That's a huge help to us, yeah.
A great help.
It's amazing. We're almost at 200,000. I was kind of hoping to hit 200,000 subscribers before the end of the year. So if you're not subscribed yet, like click, click, click. We're so close to 200,000.
I feel like with YouTube, it does that. It like goes and goes and goes and goes, and then it's like stops. And then it goes and goes and goes and goes, and then it stops with the subscribers.
786 likes here in Calgary. Okay, well, I got 842 on the screen here now. And for those of you who think that subscribing on YouTube costs money, we have had people say that they don't subscribe because they think it costs money. It costs nothing. It's totally free to subscribe on YouTube. Please thumb up. Valerie, there are special stores for that, for buying in bulk. Yeah, we've been told, but they just don't have bulk.
Any.
I went to the Metro. It's supposed to be like a cash and carry, a bigger store. I bought trays. There's 12 cans of beans in a tray, and they still scan each can by itself.
Yeah,
like,
so like
I want
if
the whole
buy,
tray. You should give me a discount for buying a tray.
Yeah, well, they do slightly. If you buy X amount, then they'll start less and less and less. Yeah, it says it on the tag.
Okay, but it still takes forever. Just boop, scan the whole thing and let me go home. Yeah, that's something that it actually drives me nuts because it takes forever. There are water bottles on top of milk bottles, and they take forever. Like when you scan a regular barcode, it's bloop, done, and you can right away scan the next thing. Yeah. But the QR code, you got to scan it, and then you have to wait and wait. And wait,
and it goes,
and then it goes, and then you can scan the next one. And if you're not paying attention to the sound, and you scan one and scan the next one, well then only one of them went through. And some of them have a barcode and the QR code, so you have to know when you need the QR code and when you need the barcode. That's very different. So you wanted me to complain? No, I'm not complaining.
Stop it! It's negative here.
Where are we?
Right here. I pointed, and you're not listening.
What's wrong with this one?
I don't know.
Lots of cooking channels in Russia, but very few about Canadian farmers. So stay true to yourself and keep making this channel about farming and ignore comments about cooking. Well, you know, the good cooking is what helps us farm. So it is related. You deserve 2 million subscribers. Oh,
Thank you.
man. Can you imagine hitting that? That would be
No.
something. I click and like. Evgania, guys, don't you think that it would be good if Cora starts teaching Maddie Russian now? Will it be good if Maddie learns to speak Russian and English at once? Well, she does learn that. So when the kids speak Russian, she picks it up. So
Yeah, she speaks both.
she doesn't even speak English yet. She speaks gibberish right there.
She speaks the odd word, but she does an odd word in
She
both
was saying
languages.
spasiba. So
Yeah. She actually said spasiba before she said thank you.
yes. Tammy, I have enough freezer space for a large cow at a time. I don't want to have to go to grocery shopping even monthly. Yep, I miss that. Man. I'm looking forward to buying a critter, and then we're going to put her in the freezer. And we'll make a video on that, too. You all can watch us butcher a cow and hopefully a pig. I got to get a couple more freezers yet. Do you have an email or link where you got your fence post, please?
Email us.
Yeah, I'm not sure where I can find that link. And that's back in the spring I bought those things. I might be able to find it. Avito. I just looked on Avito basically for pressure treated posts. Now, if you don't speak Russian, do not go on the Avito app. Delete the app because it's no good. Just do Avito in the browser. Then the top 3 buttons or 3 dots in the top right corner of your browser, you'll be able to click on that and you can hit translate to English, and then you can see everything in English. You can't Google anything or search anything on Avito in English. Most of the time will find you nothing. So then go to a translation app, type in what you want in English, hit translate to Russian, copy that, bring it back to Avito. Most of the time you'll find something close to what you're looking for. Not always. Sometimes the translation is bad and then it does no idea what you want. But that's how I found the posts. And they were 6 meters long. So we had them cut them down to 3 meters. Each post is 3 meters long. Complaining is not a good idea in Russia. Well, it's not a good idea anywhere. It's just negative. There's no need. Hobbs, I would miss Canadian Tire. Favorite store. Yeah, I miss Canadian Tire. I miss Home Hardware. Western Canada doesn't have that a lot, I don't think, but we have Home Hardware a lot in Ontario. Very good store. Yeah, even going to Napa Auto Parts store, something like that. I miss that too. The thing is that you just get used to, and you take it for granted, but you know where to go for what. You know, it's like going to O'Reilly's in the States. It's got everything you need, and they can get it overnight. And you speak in your own language, so that makes it easy too. It's just harder. It's not a big deal. You just get used to it. You know, there are auto parts store here. They're just not the same. Aaron, I recommend drinking magnesium glycate 400 milligrams at night for better sleep and for muscles. I watched your video where you answered a children's questions. Very family video and very nice conversation. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hobbs, will you be raising quail and rabbit? Not quail.
I don't think rabbit. Well, maybe
we
just
tried
a few
quail
rabbits.
a little bit, but they were so dumb they drowned themselves in the bucket. Like they are not. we don't want quail again.
Rabbit. We don't eat rabbit.
No, but it seems like it's a big thing here. I had thought about maybe adding rabbits if the kids are interested. You know, getting
At the moment, we're not sure about rabbit. Then.
Yeah, we'll see. I am going to promote your channel to reach 200,000 subscribers by January. Thank you very much, Maddie. Let's aim for 200,000 subs by New Year. Come on, everybody. We can do this. Yeah. Maddie McMathface, thank you.
All right, we should probably call it a night.
What time is it? Oh, yeah, I'd say. I have found that YouTube unsubscribes me from channels at different times. Yeah, a lot of people have had that. So if you were subscribed and you just double check, make sure you're...
Yeah.
Yep. The first gun of a novice hunter can only be a smoothbore weapon with no more than 2 barrels. Vita doesn't have English posts, I can imagine. It's super difficult for...
We made it past 15,000 on our other channel.
So that's a good comment on the Avito. Now, I mean, I made it maybe sound worse than it is. Once you just follow my steps there, it makes it really simple because I communicate regularly with people. Today I was contacting somebody about a set of discs for behind the tractor, also a mower. I mean, I regularly write stuff, and the odd time people are like, I don't understand what kind of Russian are you speaking, and then I can explain to them, listen, I don't actually speak Russian, and then they're good about it. But for the most part, it's not that hard. Just do it that way. Don't write in English. The ads are fairly simple. You can then contact the owner on the ad and just write them a message. You can also phone them if you speak Russian, but obviously mine's not good enough for that. So I just use the Google Translate app and swap everything into Russian, and it works. It's good. Russia's got a lot of good apps like that. A lot of they're very techy that way. The banking as well too, phenomenal. Like Sberbank app is great. No English in Sberbank app. I wish they would update that. It would be nice to have English there. I have to screenshot most of the things that I'm doing and then translate it, and then so that's a bit confusing.
Yeah, Ozone too, I find, doesn't always translate in the app, but it
Not
will
always.
in the browser.
Yeah. Oh, thank you for the live. I think I'm going to call it a night. Excuse me. So if I place English ads on a Veto, there might be people who might be interested in it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how many English people there are here.
I think more and more.
Maybe.
It's becoming more and more common to speak it because of all the video games for the youth, eh?
Mm-hmm.
The youth, the music, videos they all watch, they're all English.
That's true. You need to make a video of what products you buy in the store. Like groceries, maybe. I talked about doing that. I keep thinking about it. I just haven't done it. Maybe that was just one experience. If you take a large pack of similar items, they usually scan one item and then enter the total quantity of items in the pack. Yeah, but then you're still paying for them one can at a time. So what we would do is you could buy a big bulk pack, and they would have one barcode. Boop, you scan that barcode.
So you could either buy the item like one thing at a time, or you could buy the item in a bulk pack of like multiples.
Special pricing for 12 at a time, and you don't scan each can. You don't have to type into their 12 on the thing. No, you buy it as one. You can buy it as one group of something. Right. Click, done.
So same with like we would have like a case of water that would have 12 or 24 bottles, like small bottles of water, and we would take that case to the till and they could scan it as a whole.
Mm-hmm. You bought the case.
The case of water.
You're not buying 12 bottles or 24 bottles. You're buying one case.
That 12 case of water, they would literally have to pop them out and one at a time
scan each single one.
Each one of the bottles.
And each one has a QR code on it. So for fluids, it's actually more of a pain because each one has to be scanned independently.
Right.
And there's just no bulk shopping for that, which is, I think, kind of silly. Mm-hmm. Well, maybe people only buy one thing, but I mean, for us, we like to buy. Yeah. When we were in Canada, we bought 24 packs of water all the time. In the summer, I used them in the tractor and stuff. And
yeah, so like if you would have bought it at the store on its own, the bottle itself thing would have been like $1.25 Canadian. But if you bought it in a case, a whole case of 24 or something, it might have been only like $2 or $3
for the whole case.
For the whole case. So it was obviously cheaper to buy the whole case than it was to buy each individual. Where here they don't have that at all.
I bought a big box, square box full of wipes, baby wipes for the changing babies. Now they had to open up the box and take the packages out and scan each individual package that was in the box. I'm like, that's silly. You should just have a barcode on the box. If a guy wants to buy the box, let him buy the whole box. So that's something. But again, if there isn't a large, it'll change. I think if there's 2 large families here now, and there's more coming, I'm sure, and then grocery stores will start catching on once we say, hey, can we start buying in bulk? I would prefer to buy in bulk. Potatoes. I went to buy potatoes at one store, and they had a big bag with like 5 or 6 bags in it. It was a 50-pounder with a bunch of small bags in it, and I said, hey, I would like to buy the whole bag. Oh no, you can't do that. So I literally had to take all the bags out of it, and they had to scan each individual bag, and it's like, come on, just make a bulk discount price or something, right? Hello again. When are you going to visit the Russian banya? Probably never, I guess. I don't know. Not sure yet.
Not sure.
It seems a very immodest thing. People sit around naked together, and we find to be an ungodly thing to do. We should be clothed. If someone invites me to one and everyone's going to be wearing clothes, at least covering their private parts, then I might go. But otherwise, it's a very indecent to sit around naked with strangers. Or sit around naked with anyone other than your wife. Guys, we wish you a great week from the rainy Den Haag. You are our favorite. See you on YouTube. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
From Den Haag. There's at least 3 different wholesale stores in your area and wholesale farmers markets. Try a different one. Are you guys living 100% off the time? 100% of the time, sorry, in the house now. No, we spend time in the city too. Do you plan to have an own artificial lake for farming some fish? A lot of people ask me that, but no, we're not much for fish. I mean, I can't say never, but yeah, you always worry about the kids drowning with water around too, and so, yeah. All right, we gotta go. It's been a slice. God bless you all. It's been almost 2 hours. So it's way too long. I gotta go to bed. Thank you all for joining us. We appreciate it, and we will catch you at a regular program. So don't forget to go to Countryside Corner, check out the new documentary there. Also watch the documentary on, or the interview on the Frost family that we did last week. And don't forget to subscribe to that channel as well. So let's get Countryside Acres to 200,000 by the end of the year, and let's get Countryside Corner to, what, 20,000 by the end of the year. That'd be cool. All right.
More.
Or more. More's fine.
We'll take more.
Yeah. All right. God bless you guys. Have a good night.